What's up, beautiful people, to another episode of Pursuit of Destiny podcast. It's your boy Rickey Jones Jr. back again for yet another episode, and I am also excited about this one because we are going to be talking about self-care and the importance self-care is for you to be able to thrive, to be able to live, to be able to pursue destiny and live a life that is purposeful each and every day. Okay, why? Because we do live life each and every day, and self-care is also important for us to be able to continue to live life, to do it in a great way, and to have fun while doing it. Okay, and the first thought that I want to drop on you all is the idea that, in order to have self-care, we have to be aware of ourself. I'm going to say that again. In order to practice and to have great self-care regimens, ideas, and plans and things like that, we have to be aware of ourselves. When was the last time that you took assessment of who you are, the things that rub you the wrong way, the moments that did not feel right, the things that you actually like to do, things that you can do to correct the wrongs that may come your way, right? Because there are oftentimes a lot of things come in our lives, a lot of things come in our way, and we accept those things, right? We deal with those things, but how do we let those things go to further our lives and further our day beyond that circumstance, right? For example, somebody could come up to you, or you could be driving in a car, right? And somebody honk at you, flick you the bird, and cut you off, right? What do you do? Do you fuss at the car? Do you honk your horn? Do you say malicious words in the car? Because, obviously they can't hear you, but do you do all those things and you harbor that frustration, you harbor that anger, and you carry that along your day, allowing that moment, that situation in the morning, we'll say, to allow that to be the thread that weaves through your day? Or do you allow that to take place, you deal with it in a moment, and then you allow some self-care situations to allow you to get your peace? Now you may be wondering, what could I do? I'm mad, frustrated, I'm ready to cut them jokers off, and I'll ram my car right now, right? That's where I'm at. I'm 38 hot, okay? No, but what you could do is, there's even an app on the Apple Watch where you could take a moment to breathe. I think it's like a minute to breathe or something like that. It pops up randomly throughout the day when I wear my Apple Watch. But nonetheless, it just lets you to reflect. It just allows you to calm down, keep and have awareness of your breath, right? There's that word, awareness. Have awareness of your breath, and you inhale and you exhale periodically for 1 minute. And every time that I do it, I don't really do it often. Usually I just swipe through it and don't do it. But every time I do it, I am more calm. I am more centered. I am more aware of my surroundings, my situation, my circumstances, my mindset. Like, all of that gets tuned in when I just take 1 minute to just calm down and reflect. So what if after all that situation takes place in the car, or whatever your situation is that you may be thinking about, that you just went through or maybe about to deal with, after it takes place, what if you just take 1 minute to just breathe in, breathe out, reflect on what took place, allow yourself to digest what took place, and then excrete what needs to be let go of and release, and all those different things, and just allow yourself to be well, right? Other things that you could do, things that I do for my self-care regimens, and I'm not gonna get into all of them, but nonetheless, one of the things I do, I like bubble baths, right? Call me what you want, look at me or think of me in a certain way, I still like bubble baths. And my wife will let you know, like, the boy will take a bubble bath randomly, and I will, because it is something that allows me to relax, recoup my mind, just be at peace, and it's a place where you can't be distracted, right? What are you gonna do? You're in a body of water, and you're submerged in bubbles, and usually I have the lights off, or if I'm reading, I have the lights on, but usually candles are lit, and it's just a mood, right? And I'm just there, able to reflect, able to get my mind together, able to think on all the things that took place throughout the day and release them. And by the time I'm done with the bath, like, I'm good to go. And I take a shower, because I don't think I'm fully clean after the bath, but nonetheless, I take a shower and I'm good to go. Do whatever it is that you do. Everybody has their things. Maybe it's eating a meal. Maybe a meal is something that brings you comfort, right? And that's what you do. Do just that. But self-care should be a part of what you do daily if you could, however weekly, right? Don't let a week go by without self-care being a part of what you do, knowing that it is the fuel that will allow you to continue to follow your passions, to live out your purpose, and to pursue your destiny, because y'all know that's what we all about on this channel. We about passion, we about purpose, and we about destiny, and we want you to do it and sustain it in a major way. One of the other things that we can do, right, because we all have a past, nobody's perfect. Definitely one of the ones that can raise my hand and say I'm not perfect. I done some things. I done asked for forgiveness. However, one thing you should do is forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the things that you've done. Forgive yourself for the thoughts that you've had. Forgive yourself for not doing all the things that you may have wanted to do. Like we talked about before, I'm big on checklists, to-do lists, writing down plans, having calendars, executing, boom, 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 boom. However, things happen and I don't always get to everything that I wanted to do. However, I don't beat myself up or beat myself down on not doing those things. However, I get by it by forgiving myself. Like, give myself a break. Give yourself a break every now and then. Like, you may not have gotten it 100% right, but you've done enough things right to get you to where you are right now. And forgive yourself for the things that you didn't do so that you can free yourself for the things that you will do in the future. Because when you don't forgive, you hold on to those things that held you down or that you're being unforgiving about, and those things will hold you down and not free you to be able to be passionate about the day, have a purpose-filled day, and to allow you to pursue destiny. So forgive yourself, and then, as the Bible says, when you forgive yourself, you're able to forgive others. So forgive other people, forgive situations and circumstances that have come in your way that threw you off, like shook you up. Forgive those people too, because that will free you to be able to breathe, feel a little bit lighter, and to glide and move and do what you do. If you're watching on YouTube, you saw my little dance move, ba 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 ba. But nonetheless, that's what forgiveness does. And then even on the last part of the affirmation, so as y'all know, what we do on Tuesday is like a further continuation of the affirmation on Monday. However, on the last part of the affirmation, it talked about how let me just make sure I get everything right, because again, I gotta be right. However, I will say we will release these affirmations to you all. All I need is your email, and we'll send these affirmations to you. However, last part, it says, I take care of my spirit, of my soul, and of my body, which is also cool, right? So let's just dig a little bit deep, a little bit deep, and what this all means. So there's the spirit, there's the soul, and there's the body that we have as human beings. We possess the spirit. We are spirit. Like that's who we are. That the part that we don't see. There's also the soul. The soul consists of our mind, our wills, and our emotions. The thoughts that we have, the emotions that we feel, the willingness to do a thing as opposed to not do a thing. Our emotions, our mind, our will, and our emotions, right? The mind, the mental mind, not the brain, but the mind that we have, our thoughts and all those things. All of those take place within the soul. And then there's the body, which is the physical part. That's the part that we can see, the part that we work out, the part that we eat, and all those things affects the body. So when we keep in mind having self-control and having self-care of our spirit, right? That's me being a believer of Jesus. That is who I am. That is what I do. That is just what it is, and that's what it's gonna be here at the end of the day, for eternity. And ain't no end of the day, it's eternity, right? I'm a believer, and being a believer, I am able to have self-care as a believer by reading my Bible, by praying, by meditating on the word, by speaking the word over my life throughout the day, by speaking the word, which is the word of God, over the situations and circumstances that I find myself in. I may even throughout the day may just say Jesus, or God break in, or Lord be offense, or glory. Like I say all different kind of phrases, all pointing my mind back to Jesus and all that Jesus has done for me, right? And so that just helps me to center myself, center my spirit, and not allow for different things to come within that may try to distract me, deter me, or turn me from my ultimate goal, my ultimate purpose and destiny for that day, right? Because I do live day by day. Even though I plan days ahead, I take it one day at a time because each day has enough worries and troubles of its own, right? So just take it day by day. But nonetheless, that's how I take care of my spirit, the soul part of who I am, the mind, the will, and emotions. We talked about the I can thoughts, the having the positive and encouraging words. That's how I take care of the soul part, my mind, my emotions. I'm not led by my emotions. I know my emotions are temporary feelings, right? My emotions are temporary. At the end of the day, they're temporary. Going back to the example of driving in the car and getting cut off, I may feel so angry and frustrated. However, I may get a phone call from my mom or a phone call from my wife. Answer the phone, they tell me some good news, and instantly I forgot all about that. I'm now focused on this good news that I'm hearing over the phone. And that's just how fickle and how changing, ever changing, just as the wind blows, my and our emotions are. So we shouldn't be led by emotions. I heard it said, which is a oh so great statement, we shouldn't make long-term decisions off of temporary circumstances or temporary emotions. All that to say, don't make a rash decision off of the emotions that you're feeling at the moment. Take that minute, take 2 minutes, take 5 minutes. Just don't make a decision. Don't be so quick to make a decision off of how you feel at the moment, because how you feel at the moment will not last long. I promise you. You already know. At the end of the day, I only have to say no too much about that. So you have the mind, you have emotions, and you have a will. We as human beings all have a will. We have the ability to choose what we want to do, choose how we want to do it. And, we all practice it, right? There's been situations, circumstances where we've bucked the system or went against what our parents told us to do. And that was showcasing our will. They told us what to do. We did what we wanted to do. That was our will being acted out in that situation. We all have it. We get the ability to choose. Nobody can force you to do anything unless you're in jail. But then even in jail, you still do have options, right? There's repercussions, but there's options. But nonetheless, we all have a will to do what it is that we want to do. How are you choosing to live your life? Boom, that's your will. And then there's the body aspect, right? So in the body or with the body, we see it, right? We see it. It is what it is. We have this body. We have one body. We're here on earth. So it's in our best interest to take care of that body, okay? That is working out, that is eating well, that is getting the proper sleep, that is, resting, right? So even with sleep, that might not just be how much sleep you get at night, but just taking rest, not doing too much, not overexerting ourselves throughout the day and things like that. Those are ways to practice self-care for our bodies. I started getting to shea butters and things like that because the lotions that I was using wasn't the best, but nonetheless, I'm right, let me take care of myself using shea butters, using nice soaps, better soaps and things like that. The list goes on, right? But do what you do to take care of your body. You know your body. You know what you see in the mirror. Are you happy with what you see in the mirror? A little bit of self-care will help you to elevate your confidence in what you see in the mirror, allow you to sit up a little bit straighter. Y'all saw how, even saying I'm confident in myself will just allow you to sit up a little bit straighter. So say that in the mirror when you in the morning, driving to work, going to work, or sitting at home, brushing your teeth before you just roll over and go to work, because everybody at work different situations nowadays. It's 2022 at the end of the day. But nonetheless, do what you do to have a elevated confidence in who you are by practicing self-care. Self-care goes a long way. You're no good to anybody if you don't take care of yourself. Right? Nor should you expect other people to take care of you to the level in which you should take care of yourself, which is why it's called self-care, which why other words are called self-esteem. That's your esteem of self. How do you esteem yourself? How do you look at yourself? How do you take care of yourself? Right? At the end of the day, you should take care of yourself in a way that would make others take care of you the same way, okay? And that's some relationship advice, which this channel is not for that. We do have another channel specifically for that. So you can tap into that whenever you need relationship advice. But nonetheless, all that to say, hey, practice self-care this week. Find different ways, write different ways down. If you do journal. If you do take notes on your phone, make a note of ways in which you're going to practice self-care this week. Remember things such as your spirit. Remember things such as your soul and your body as well when you take care of self. That is what self consists of: spirit, soul, and body. So don't leave any part of that out as it pertains to self-care. Take care of those three, and you will be a better person because of it. Okay, great people. All right. Well, with that being said, I appreciate you all, man. If you have any comments, any thoughts, please let me know. If you're watching on YouTube, you can put it in the comment section below. If you are listening to any of the channels that you may be listening on, do it there, or you can follow us on Instagram. I'll put all those different things where you can get to it readily. Okay, but however you can communicate, reach out to us. And if you have any feedback, definitely let me know. You can record an audio clip and I'll even play it on the podcast. Okay, so we're gonna try to be more interactive with this thing this year. I'm learning it now. I'm getting my feet wet and all those different things like that. So with the confidence and practicing self-care, I'll be able to involve you all in what we do here on the podcast. So with that being said, have a great week. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Practice self-care. You will thank yourself because of it. Okay, until next time, peace.